Alright, so I went to Harbor Freight, picked myself up a new pair of toenail clippers, and after I got done using them for the first time, I got to thinking, you know, these things look pretty heavy duty, and I bet they could cut a lot more than just toenails. So in today's video, we're going to see what these things can really cut. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to be cutting, or trying to cut, is one of those big nails from the Harbor Freight video with the side cutters that I couldn't cut it with the side cutters, so we're going to get revenge on it with the toenail clippers. Something that's really funny about these is that they only weigh, I think 16, I weighed these, they were either 16 or 18 pounds. And you don't think that that's a lot of weight until you try to pick it up from the end of a 42-inch handle and you find out that all of the weight, or like 98% of the weight, is from here to here. So like you don't think that's a lot of weight, but then if you had these down and you try to pick these up like from the handles, it's like almost like you can pick it up like right there, but it's like impossible to just like pick it up because the weight has so much leverage. Like you can kind of swing it and then kind of move around, but I just thought that was funny. So let's go ahead and open these things up. Now this should be no problem for these. Okay, I did not expect that to be that easy. I mean, that was like, that was almost like not even any more pressure than it takes to just close them normally, and it cuts it right in half. So our next couple victims are just going to be these smaller generic type, not generic, but smaller padlock types. Both of the shackles say hardened. I guess we're going to see how hard they really are. I would suspect that since that big nail cut with like literally almost no effort, I would suspect that these are going to be very, very low effort. So, but since I say hardened and things can go flying, I will wear safety glasses. It's going to be kind of tricky to get these things in here. Let's go right there. Alright, that's on the shackle. Alright. Oh. This is actually going to be kind of tough. Or that might not be just on the shackle. We're going to do it this way, I think. Oh, okay. So that actually wasn't. That kind of dented the jaws a little bit. That might be a bad sign of things to come. So there we go. You can see it kind of just cut it clean. Oh well, now it's useless. Now I'm gonna expect the same kind of result from our second lock, which is, I mean, even cheaper than that one. This is like one of those really, really cheap locks that you would use in like a middle school to keep your locker closed. To get this all in here, maybe we'll do it that way. There we go. See how it cuts right through this one. Oh wow, that was like that was pathetic compared to the last one. That last one was actually like kind of tough. This one was like 10% harder than the big nail, which was virtually nothing. Anyway, junk. All right, now we're gonna move on to this one. This is a coated padlock. It has a thicker shackle. It also said hardened. So, I mean, the last two said hardened, and one of them was basically nothing. So I guess that means nothing. But this one seems like it's gonna be a little bit more of a challenge. I'm gonna get some things opened up wide. That right there. I could really use an extra set of hands. Oh, there we go. Let's see how tough this thing really is. Really? No way. Yeah, completely broke through. That was like probably in between the first one and the blue lock. I mean, that was virtually nothing. And this one is supposed to be like heavy duty. It's got this nice heavy duty body. And I think this one lock was like $12 or $15 or something. That's kind of surprising and kind of pathetic. Now this next one is going to be kind of tricky because, as you can see, this next one has this, like, if I can even get it down here, it's got all this extra stuff around the edge to keep you from being able to cut in or grind in from either one of these sides. So you have to go from this side. So I don't know if the jaws are going to be wide enough to cut into it from this side. But it doesn't, whenever you open it, it doesn't feel very secure, really, because like this whole thing is just like this whole thing is just super wobbly and weird. So like, I don't know what all is going on with that, but that's not really what we're here to test. We're here to see if we can cut through this thing. Oh, now see, that's kind of a smart design. This part is so wide that I can't get the thick part in the back part of my jaws where I need it. So you almost inevitably have to cut through this side piece. Let's just try to use the front of the jaws, far back in the jaws as we can get, because that metal, it might look really protected, but just because it's thicker doesn't mean it's going to be hard to cut. Ooh, this is tough. This is going to dent the jaws, I can already feel. Yeah, this is denting the jaws pretty bad. Oh, actually I completely lied about them denting the jaws. It was the bar that was getting dented. Well, oh, that piece fell out. It looks like this bar is like, it looks like there's like an inside bar. Yeah, it looks like there's a small bar inside, then a larger bar on the outside. And that just snipped right through. So far this has been the hardest one to cut. Next we're gonna try one of these U-shape bike locks and the cable. We'll do the cable and the lock, because why not? This is just a classic, U-shaped bike lock. I think we're gonna be able to cut right through this bar easy, because it just doesn't seem like, I can kind of bend it just like that. I really don't think that's made of anything substantial. Let's cut the wire first. I feel like that's gonna be pretty easy. That was literally just like, this much force. That was all that took. That was basically nothing. That cable must be made of very, very soft steel. Now let's try just the lock. Watch the lock be just as easy to cut into. Like, you just barely put any effort into it and it just cuts right through. Wouldn't that be funny? Oh, okay. So it seems to have just slid right out of the jaws. This is a unique problem that I didn't know that I would encounter. If you can't get a bite on it, you can't cut it. I think it's this rubber coating that's really kind of screwing it up. Ooh. That might be a good enough of a bite. This is hard. This is hard. Okay, I think my assumption that it was made of soft metal. That was a bad assumption. Let's do this. Let's assume that we were crafty criminals and we had a knife and we just cut off the rubber. Ooh, getting it into the back of these jaws is going to be tough. All right. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that one. I'm going to have to put one of these handles on the ground and then lean on this thing to try to get this thing cut. Ugh. All right, let's do that. All right, I got everything repositioned. Now hopefully we can get enough leverage to cut this. I was hoping I wasn't going to have to move this low down to the ground. Gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, come on now. Get in there. You know that's where you want to be. There we go. Oh, wow. This is something else. Come on. This is all I got. That's my whole body weight. I literally can't apply any more force than that. It's put like the slightest little like gash in there. I guess we'll come back to this. We'll move on to the next one. I didn't think I was gonna encounter that type of problem where even my body weight wouldn't be enough. So I have a second bike lock, and I thought I have these things set up to be, you know, whatever I think is going to be the easiest to the hardest to cut. And if this is harder than that one, we're going to be in trouble. But this is just a standard, just like just a chain with a cover. You just plug it in like that. All right. Oh, that's going to cut. Beautiful. No damage to the jaw. The problem here is, if I was a bike thief, I gotta find which link I cut. And then you gotta cut the other side of that link. Whew. Alright, so the chain is detached. Cut the little sock. Huh. That's a pretty big chain. I thought that would have been tougher than that. So you can see there, that's the link that we cut. And it really wasn't too awful hard to cut. So this is the next lock that we're gonna cut, or try to cut. You can see it's like heavily protected, and it's got these thick walls, and it's got this little tiny spot where you can slip a pair of cutters in or something. The shackle seems to be pretty, honestly pretty average. Doesn't really seem to be anything crazy. Seems like they were just really going for the ability to kind of block something from this way and this way. But as long as we can get our jaws up in here, I actually kind of don't think that this is going to be too hard to cut. Yeah, we can fit that all the way into the back of our jaws. Ooh. Okay. Wow, didn't even unzip the camera. What an amateur. Oh, you know what? The tips of the jaws were hitting the body. That could be why. Oh, that's gonna be easier. Come on. Oh, there we go. I think I understand more about this design now. So, even though we have completely cut through the lock, if this was on something, we couldn't get this. There's no way we could take this off, because it's just like that. You still can't get the shackles out. I wonder, like with a hammer, if I could. So, not that it matters for the purpose of this video, but I just wanted to see if we could cut it. But even if this was in like a robbery situation, you can cut it, but you can't get in. So you have to cut through the side of the lock. Now this is the lock that I saved for last. And this is the one that I think is going to be the toughest to get into. It's just a super thick bar, and the way the lock works, obviously, is just a bar that slides back and forth. But this bar, I don't know, I think this bar, if I remember right, was made out of like, it had something to do with a boron or something, and boron was supposed to be like super, super strong, but I think this one is going to be the one that is the toughest to cut. Watch this one, the one that I think is supposed to be the toughest. Watch me slice through this in no time. Wow. My ability to guess if a lock is strong or not is not that great. I think it went in 3 pieces. Okay, this is interesting. I need to get you in close for this. This is the bar that goes inside of it. It goes in here. Then this part of the bar goes here, and then all of this would slide together. So whenever I cut it here, not only did it break the bar and the bar fell out from this end, and then those are the 2 pieces that are left, it also snapped off the tip inside of here. Oh, there it is. That was the tip that was at the end of the bar. So this bar failed in 2 different places from being cut. So this is nowhere near as strong as I thought it was. All right, so we obviously have some unfinished business with this bike lock. So now we have nothing else to cut. I'm not worried about destroying the jaws. All right. Now I think the only hope that I have is going to be something like this. You know, I don't know if I actually have a chance at this. This is literally, I'm 185 pounds. This is all I got. Maybe I can bounce on it like a pogo stick. I don't think. Come on. Let me see if I have anything to extend these handles with. Yeah, I don't have anything to extend those handles with. I don't have any pipes or anything. I think I'm just gonna have to accept defeat on that. I mean, I was thinking that I could maybe, if I had like some type of like vest, I could like strap a bunch of extra weight onto me and then jump on it, but I don't even have a way to like strap weight to me. So I think we're gonna have to call it quits. All right, so as I suspected, these heavy duty toenail clippers can cut a lot more than just toenails. And honestly, they're a lot more durable than I thought. I thought that we would really damage these jaws cutting through that many things, but honestly, I mean, they're like, whenever these jaws are closed, I can just see barely the tiniest little bit of light through here, and there's just the smallest little dent right here at the base, and then some chipped paint, and that's really it. So these things are a lot more durable than I thought. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one.